Hi everyone, Jolene here from Bookworm Adventure Girl. Welcome back. I hope that you are having a good day. In today's Mondays with Margaret episode, we will be talking about this short story collection called Good Bones. This is the 27th episode in the Mondays with Margaret series, and we are officially into the second half of the entire series, which is very exciting. So Good Bones was originally published in 1992. This is around the time that I really started paying attention to who Margaret Atwood was, and I began reading some of her poetry, and at that time, 3 of her novels. There are 27 stories in this collection, and the collection kind of reminds me of when we read Murder in the Dark a number of weeks ago, and most of those stories are a couple of pages long, same with this. And then even on the back of this, it calls them parables, some of them. They are quick stories that make you think, or that make you think something in a different way. Some of the overall themes will not be a surprise. The opening story, called Bad News, has a theme that we've seen a few times with Atwood, which is the whole concept of how privileged we really are, and often have the attitude when watching the news that it's better them than us. And there are also themes of war. One of my favorites being Epaulets, which is about women voting for world leaders, kind of like a beauty pageant for the men or the leaders. So it's comical, but she is also making a point. The theme of death and dying, and even reincarnation. And this comes up in My Life as a Bat, and whether it's a punishment or reward. The theme of spirituality or mysticism. I found the story called Adventure Story to be very mystical. An Angel is about messengers that have come from the future. So there's even a bit of a dystopian type feel to some of them. Speaking of dystopian type feel, there's the idea of humans being the odd ones in a couple of the stories. And this is especially in Cold-Blooded, which is about the abnormality of human beings from an alien's perspective. In Theology, she made me laugh out loud. I will give you a quick quote from that one. It's on page 81. And it says, "Here is what I would think about during the prayers, and sometimes in Latin class too. If heaven is a good place and preferable to earth, why is murdering good people bad? Wouldn't you be doing them a favor, since that way they'd get up there sooner? Only murdering bad people should be bad, since they weren't about to go to heaven anyway. But if they were bad enough, surely they deserve to be murdered. So murdering both good people and bad people was actually quite good, all things considered. To the good people, you'd be giving a helping hand. To the bad ones, they're just desserts." There is one of her biggest themes, which is our relationship to nature. And we see this in Hardball, which takes a look at the future. The human body is another theme that Atwood has written about numerous times before. In Alien Territory, she says this on page 62. It's at the end of part 3. "What men are most afraid of is not lions, not snakes, not the dark, not women, not anymore. What men are most afraid of is the body of another man. Men's bodies are the most dangerous things on earth." And then in the female body, which is actually earlier in this collection, she makes a comparison, and that is on page 36. And it's part 7. "Each female body contains a female brain. Handy. Makes things work. Stick pins in it and you get amazing results. Old popular songs, short circuits, bad dreams. Anyway, each of these brains has 2 halves. They're joined together by a thick cord. Neural pathways flow from one to the other. Sparkles of electric information washing to and fro, like light on waves, like a conversation. How does a woman know? She listens in. The male brain, now that's a different matter. only a thin connection. Space over here, time over there, music and arithmetic in their own sealed compartments. The right brain doesn't know what the left brain is doing. Good for aiming, though, for hitting the target when you pull the trigger. What's the target? Who's the target? Who cares? What matters is hitting it. That's the male brain for you. Objective. Then in Home Landing, which really made me laugh, she talks about the cavern people and the prong people. And that's later on. I think it's on page 93. Let me find it here. 93. It says, I myself, I am a cavern person. Find it a relief not to have to worry about climbing over barbed wire fences or getting caught in zippers. But that is enough about our bodily form. So many of these little stories made me laugh out loud, like Making a Man and There Was Once. Her humor definitely shines in many of these parables. I think one of the things I appreciated the most in this collection is her use of stories that we already know. For example, Hamlet. She tells the story of Hamlet's mother, Gertrude, in Gertrude Talks Back. And for others, she chose fairy tales, but tells the story from the unpopular character's perspective. Or another example is The Little Red Hen Tells All, and I will read a bit of that to you. It's near the beginning. It starts on page 11, and it goes like this. Everyone wants in on it. Everyone. Not just the cat, the pig, and the dog. The horse, too. The cow, the rhinoceros, the orangutan, the horned toad, the wombat, the duck-billed platypus, you name it. There's no peace anymore, and all because of that goddamn loaf of bread. It's not easy being a hen. You know my story. Probably you had it told to you as a shining example of how you yourself ought to behave. Sobriety and elbow grease, do it yourself, then invest your capital, then collect. I'm supposed to be an illustration of that. Don't make me laugh. I found the grain of wheat, true. So what? There are lots of grains of wheat lying around. Keep your eyes to the grindstone and you can find a grain of wheat too. I saw one and picked it up. Nothing wrong with that. Finders keepers. A grain of wheat saved is a grain of wheat earned. Opportunity is bald behind. Who will help me plant this grain of wheat? I said. Who? Who? I felt like a goddamn owl. Not me, they replied. Then I'll do it myself, I said, as the nun quipped to the vibrator. Nobody was listening, of course. They'd all gone to the beach. You guys can finish that one on your own. And then the collection concludes with the title story, which I think I will also read to you. It is on page 109. Good bones. You have good bones, they used to say, and I paid no attention. What did I care about good bones then? I was more concerned with what was covering them. I was concerned with lust and pimples. The bones were backdrop. Now they are growing into their own, those bones. Flesh diminishes, giving way to bedrock. Structural principles. What you need is the right light to blot out the wrinkles, the incidentals. The right shade, the right amount of sun, and see, out come the bones, the good bones. The bones come out like flowers. Them bones, then dry bones. Them and their good connections. We sang them over once around the campfire, those gleeful strutters to the word of the Lord, or to our own hands clapping. Behind each face, each lovely body in its plaid shirt, soft bum on hard granite, I could guess the Halloween skeleton, white and one-dimensional. A chalk bonehead drawn on a blackboard, a zombie, a brief memento mori, dragged out for burning like a heretic, flanked by the torches of the incandescent marshmallows. Our voices made short work of them bones. Tossed in the bone fire, they flared up like butter and went out and were dismissed. You are my sunshine, we sang, though not to them. We nestled closer, jellifying each other, some of us boneless. So much for death at that time, there. This is the cemetery. The good bones are in here. The bad bones are out there, beyond the church wall, beyond the pale, unsanctified. The bad bones behaved badly, perhaps because of bad blood, bad luck, bad childhoods. Anyway, they did not treat their bodies well, walked them over cliff edges, jumped them off bell towers, tried to fly, broke things. The good bones lie snug under their tidy monuments. They have been given brooches to wear, signet rings, poems carved on stone, marble urns, citations, circlets of bright hair. They have been worthy and dutiful. They deserve it. That's what it says here, the last word. The bad bones have been bad, so they are better left unsaid. They are better left unsaying. But they were never happy. They always wanted more. They were always hungry. They can smell the words coming out of your mouth all warm and yeasty. They want some words of their own. They'll be back. This is my friend. These are her bones. These ashes we pour out under the tulips. When she fell down on the sidewalk, her hip bone shattered. It was hollow in there, eaten away, like a tree with ants, bone meal. They put her in the hospital and I went to see her. I'm terrified, she said. But it's sort of interesting. My turds are white, like bird turds. It's calcium. I'm dissolving myself. I'm shitting bones. I guess you can do worse than be fertilizer. Other things can grow. We are both fond of gardens. Today I speak to my bones as I would speak to a dog. I want to go up the stairs, I tell them. Up, 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 with one leg dragging. Is the ache deep in the bones this elusive pain? Does that mean it will rain? Good bones, I coax, wondering how to reward them. If they will sit up for me, beg, roll over, do one more trick, once more. There, we're at the top. Good bones, keep on going. This is a great reminder of our immortality, and I think that we all face the inevitable. So, now we had a nice quick read this week with Good Bones. Next week is the biggest Atwood novel that we will have read so far, with The Robber Bride, and my edition comes in at just over 600 pages. So I will, again, as usual, put the reading schedule in the description box below. Let me know if you've read Good Bones, if you've had any favorite stories, any least favorite stories. I'd be happy to hear your thoughts about it. Thanks again for watching. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to make every day an adventure.